Hello everyone. Today we will discuss the theory of an ideal transformer. So far in this chapter we have already covered the constructional features as well as the EMF equation of the transformer. Now look at the diagram. So this is the ideal transformer. So an ideal transformer that have the following properties. So there are some certain property which decide the transformer is the ideal one. First one, there is no winding losses. There is no winding losses. Winding losses means the copper losses. So when current flowing through the winding, this will produces the I square R loss. So no winding losses. So no I square R loss. Second one is your no leakage flux. So no leakage flux. That means the flux produced in the primary side, this will links to the secondary winding. So that means we can say the same flux will links both primary as well as secondary. And third property is your no iron loss. No iron loss. That means iron loss means your eddy current as well as hysteresis loss. So just look at this diagram. This is the core of the transformer. Now these are the windings. This one is the primary winding having number of turns N1. Now this one is your number of turns, secondary turn is your N2. This primary winding is connected to the alternating source having voltage V1. So this will draw a small magnetizing current and the EMF of E1 will induced on the primary side. So under this condition, this is the primary circuit. The primary circuit is simply a inductive circuit. Okay. So let's discuss how to draw the phasor diagram. Now this one is your phasor diagram. This one is your phasor diagram. So as I told you earlier, while plotting a phasor diagram, some quantity is selected or taken as the phasor or the reference. And other parameter related to the circuit such as V1, E1, Im and E2, V2 will placed with respect to this reference by following some certain rule. Okay. So since this flux is common to both primary and secondary, so this flux has been taken as the reference phasor. So this reference phasor is marked by a horizontal line. In this figure, this reference, that is flux, is marked by a horizontal line. So at first, when the alternating voltage is applied to the primary, it will draws a small magnetizing current. Now this one Im is your magnetizing current. This one is your magnetizing current. So this Im will lie just over phi, because assuming a linear magnetic circuit, that means the flux will produced when the current flow through the windings. When no current flow through the winding, so no flux will produce. So phi and Im both are interrelated with each other. So this Im will lie over phi. Now when this flux links to the same flux, when links to both primary as well as secondary winding, so the EMF will induced on both side. Both side means primary side as well as secondary side. The induced EMF on primary side is your E1. Now the induced EMF on secondary side is your E2. Okay. This E1 and E2, this will lags the voltage by an angle. This E1 and E2 lags the flux by an angle 90 degree. Okay. However, this magnitude, this E1 and E2, this magnitude will depend upon the number of turns on primary and secondary side. So let me tell you once again, this phi flux is taken as a reference. This one is your magnetizing current. This magnetizing current just lie over this phi flux phasor. Now this flux when links to this both winding E1 and E2, induced EMF E1 on primary side, E1 and E2 induced EMF on secondary side. This will lags the flux by an angle 90 degree and their magnitude will depend upon the number of turns on primary and secondary side. Now the primary EMF, induced EMF E1, at every instant it is equal and opposite to V1. That means there is a opposition between E1 and V1, because this V1, this IM actually flows in the winding when the winding, the primary winding, is connected to the supply. So this will produce as a flux of phi. When this flux phi links to this winding, this will produce as a induced EMF of E1. Now E1 will oppose V1. So there is a phase opposition of exactly 180 degree between the induced EMF E1 and V1. This is because of Lenz law. So this is how we can plot the phasor diagram of the ideal transformer on no load condition. So here one thing, this is the input voltage V1. Now this one is your IM. This magnetizing current is the small current that flows in the primary winding. So as we have assumed this primary circuit is the inductive circuit, here the primary current IM lags the voltage. This is the voltage lags, fall behind the V1 by an angle 90 degree, or we can say the voltage V1 lead the current by an angle 90, exactly 90 degree, exactly 90 degree. Now we'll study the ideal transformer on loaded condition. Here the ideal transformer, the behavior of the ideal transformer on no load condition will be studied here. Now this one is your primary side and this one is your secondary side. Okay, as the ideal transformer is loaded, here the secondary load impedance ZL, the secondary load impedance ZL is connected across the secondary. Okay, in the previous case, here this terminal is open, that means no load is connected. Now in this case, the load having impedance ZL is connected across this secondary terminal. Okay, so this secondary induced EMF, will circulates, or this will cause a current of I2 to flow through the load. So under this condition, this secondary current I2 will be equal to the ratio of secondary induced EMF E2 by the load impedance ZL. So as this is the ideal transformer, so E2 is equal to V2. This one is a V2, load voltage V2. Why this E2 is equal to V2? Actually, in our ideal transformer, we have assumed that there is no winding losses. So that's why the induced EMF E2 is equal to V2. That means this one is a lossless. The condition remains same for the ideal transformer. There is no loss, there is no this eddy current loss and hysteresis loss. So that's why the E2, induced EMF E2 on secondary side, is equal to V2. So E2 is equal to V2. So we can write in place of E2 as V2, so V2 by ZL. Okay. So the angle at which I2 lead or lag, this I2 lead or lag V2. So as E2 is equal to V2, so if you consider E2 and V2, both are same. Now the E2, the angle at which E2 lead or lag V2 depending upon the resistance as well as the reactance of the load. It may be an inductive reactance or it may be a capacitive reactance. So at present we assumed a lagging load, inductive load, so that here the I2 lags the secondary current I2 lags its respective voltage V2 by an angle of phi 2. This subscript 2 is used to denote the values or the parameter on secondary side. Now the secondary current I2, will set off a MMF of N2 into I2. This MMF, magnetomotive force, ampere turn, secondary turn N2, and the secondary current I2, which produces a flux of phi again, phi. This will produce as a flux of phi, which oppose the direction of original force. Okay, that means once again the secondary current I2 set off a MMF of N2 I2, the secondary MMF N2 I2, which produces a flux of phi that is in opposite direction of original flux. Okay, that is the oppose the flux in the original direction. So this will change, or this will cause a change of flux from original value. This will change, that means as the flux here oppose, so the net flux, the original flux is reduced. Okay, however the transformer is always operate on the constant flux. So what will happen to compensate this? To compensate this, the primary MMF, product of number of turns on primary side and primary current, will be equal to the number of turns on secondary side and secondary current I2, N2 I2. So this equation, from this equation I1, from this equation I1 will be N2 by N1 into I2. So this N2 by N1, the turns ratio, that is your K into I2. So I1 is equal to KI2. Okay. So now let's plot the phasor diagram here. The same manner, the flux phi is taken as your reference when the flux links to the secondary winding, or when this flux links to the secondary winding, this EMF of E2 induced in the secondary side, and that is equal to V2. E2 is equal to V2 because this is lossless. Now this one is your E1. In the same case, the V1 and E1 will be in phase opposition, exactly 180 phase opposition. So as present, we have assumed the load is of inductive, so the load current I2 lags the respective voltage V2, this is I2. Okay, this lags by an angle phi 2, by an angle phi 2. So this is the power factor angle, secondary power factor angle. Okay, so to counterbalance the demagnetizing effect, the primary current is equal to K times of I2. So this is the primary current, this one is your voltage, and this one is your primary current I1. Okay, that is equal to I1 is equal to K times of I2. Now this one is your angle between V1 and I1 is equal to phi 1. Okay, so under this case, phi 1 will be equal to phi 2. That means cos phi 1 is equal to cos phi 2. That means input power factor is equal to primary side power factor is equal to output. Primary power factor is equal to secondary power factor. Now here we'll discuss the practical transformer, the behavior of the practical transformer on no load condition. This is the same case, this is the core over which this winding are wound. Okay, so yes, because this is a practical transformer, there is the difference between ideal transformer and a practical transformer. In your ideal transformer, there is no winding losses and there is no leakage flux, as well as there is no iron losses. In a practical transformer, all these things are present. There is iron losses, there must some winding resistance. That means there is as the winding possesses resistance, so there is the copper loss will occur, as well as there is the leakage flux. The flux, that means the same flux will not links from primary to, the same flux will not leakage from primary to secondary. So under this condition, the practical transformer, it will be studied under the practical transformer on no load condition. Okay, so no load means here the secondary side is removed, that means no load is connected here. So this one is your V1, this one is your E1. Okay, so under this case, so consider a practical transformer on no load, that is the secondary is open circuited as shown in the figure. So under this condition, this is the phasor diagram. So under this condition, the primary will draw a small current I0, is because there is no load is connected, so the current required on the secondary side is very, that means no current. This I2 secondary current I2 is equal to 0. So under this condition, the primary draws a small current of I0. Primary draws a small current of I0. So This requirement of I0 is to fulfill the iron loss, small iron loss, and the second one is your very small amount of copper loss. Okay. So I0 has two component. One is your IW. I0 has two component. One is your IW, another is your IM. Okay. So this IW is known as active or working or iron loss component. IW, active or iron loss component. Okay. And IM is your magnetizing current. This magnetizing current lags V1. This magnetizing current lags V1 by an angle of 90 degree. This angle is your 90 degree and is in phase with phi. This one is your phi. This flux is taken as a reference. So similarly, this flux when links to this winding E1 and E2. So this will lags the flux by an angle 90 degree, same manner what we have studied earlier, by an angle 90 degree. Here the magnitude of E1 and E2 is decided by their number of turns on primary as well as secondary side. Okay. So this IW is known as your active component or iron loss component. So this is in phase with V1. This is in phase with V1. So this one is your no load primary current and this one is your supply voltage V1. So this angle is your no load power factor angle. Okay. So IW, so this one is your I0 and this angle is your phi naught. So IW will be equal to I0 cos phi 0. Similarly, IM, this will be equal to I naught sin phi 0, and I0 will be equal to IM square plus IW square root. As IW is equal to I0 cos phi 0, so power factor cos phi 0 is equal to IW by I0. So this is how we can calculate the no load power factor cos phi 0 is IW by I0. So in the next class we will study the practical transformer on some loaded condition. We will study the both inductive as well as capacitive load. Thank you for watching.